welcome to my first ever YouTube video. This video is a client tutorial to show you how I created this beautiful look. I always like to start my makeup application starting with the brows. I find that it frames the face and it's a lot easier to create the eyeshadow look with the brows already being done. I started off with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I like to work through the bottom of the brow first and then the top. I also like to use a lighter shade for the front of the brows and then coming towards the end of the brows using a darker shade just to make the tail a little bit more defined. Through the front of the brow, always using a really light hand, and then towards the tail being a little bit more harder with the Brow Wiz to create a more defined look. Once you complete the brows, I like to then go in with a concealer. I like to use the Nars Creamy Concealer to carve out the shape of the brows, just make them a little bit neater. I then like to apply the concealer all over the lid for a nice base. I didn't show myself setting the base of the lid, but it's definitely important to do so, just using any powder, even a translucent powder, to do this. Now going in with my transition shade, I'm using all Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows for this look. I'm using a burnt orange transition shade and then going in with a brown for the outer corner and blending that into the transition shade. For all of the shades that I used, I will be leaving this in detail in the description box below this video. Once I have blended out the brown, I now like to go in with a black shade and blend that into the brown so it diffuses the two colors together. Now to create a half cut crease, I'm using an Inglot Cream eyeshadow all over the lid. It's got a nice golden undertone, which is going to make the eyes really pop. Once I've completed the cut crease, I like to then go in with the dark shade that I use for the outer corner and diffuse those two colors in together so it doesn't look so harsh. The key is to always make sure everything is blended in perfectly. Then going in with a black gel liner, I'm going to create a nice wing. I'm also using the Inglot gel liner in number 77. Now it's time to prep the skin using the Kiehls Creamy Under Eye Treatment and also the Napoleon Perdis Primer for the face. Taking a damp beauty blender, I'm now applying a layer of foundation to her skin. I always like to use the Nars Sheer Glow Foundation. I find that this foundation works for majority of my clients. It's just so smooth and silky on the skin, leaving it looking flawless. I'm now taking the Nars Creamy Concealer and applying this underneath the eye. I also like to take it down the side of the nose just to make it appear a little bit slimmer. I also apply the concealer down the bridge of the nose, the chin and the forehead just to give it that extra highlight in the places that I want to. To contour, I'm going in with the Krylon Stick Foundation in a deeper shade. I'm applying this to her cheekbones and the full forehead. I like to apply the contour with a nice buffing brush so that it's all blended in with the foundation, not leaving any harsh lines or streaks. Going in again with the damp beauty blender, I'm now dabbing out the highlight and the contour so it's all blended in nice and smoothly together. Once the highlight and the contour has all been blended, I like to then go in with a small damp beauty blender and apply the Mercier translucent powder to underneath the eye and the outer corner of the nose to make it appear slimmer. I then blend that out with a small brush. I'm now applying lashes to her once I have cut them down to her size. I love to use the Huda Beauty lash glue because this dries black and you don't need to go back in over it with an eyeliner. I have set her full face with a powder, but now I am going in with the bronzer around the cheekbones and the forehead, pretty much the same areas where I did contour with the cream before. Now going in with a nice fluffy tapered brush, I'm going in with the same bronzer I used for her skin to contour her nose to make it appear slimmer. Going in again with the translucent powder, I'm now baking the sides of her face to make it a little bit more chiseled. I'm now applying the Too Faced Peach blush all over the apples of her cheeks. I'm now highlighting the tip of her nose and the bridge of her nose to make it also look a little bit thinner. And now going in on the top of her cheekbones to highlight. Using a black eyeliner, I'm going in the waterline, then taking a small brush to apply black eyeshadow underneath the eye and smudging this all the way through. Taking a MAC lip liner, I'm now applying this to outline her lips. Going in again with another MAC product, I'm using a matte nude lipstick and applying this all over the lip. Then applying a Too Faced nude lip gloss all over the lip again. And there you have it, guys. This is the finished look of my client tutorial. I hope that you all enjoyed and liked this video, and please subscribe to see more. Until next time.